guys and girls in the Illumination. Time to jump aboard the Loom train. It's me, it's Miss JJD, JJ the Illuminator here, the sweet one. Also known by almost countless other aliases and nicknames, but we won't get into that right now. Staying with our Christmas theme here, I was thinking of another story that happened when I was a kid. I was probably around 7 or 8 years old. We were living in our house that had this big living room. The house that we were living in had the people that lived there before us had converted had a big front porch at one time, the house, and they had converted the porch, made it all inside now. So not a screened-in porch. It was all part of the house now. So there was no more porch. It just became part of this big living room now. They pretty much doubled the size of the living room because it was a huge porch, I guess, at one point. Anyway. That's where we always kept our Christmas tree. Every year that we were in that house, I can always remember the tree was in there in one of the corners of the room, and one point or another. I think it was in the way that one of the doors was. It was towards the corner, so 3 corners at some point. Anyway, not that it matters for this story. Getting off on a little tangent here. One year I was 7 or 8 years old, and I can remember opening up all my Christmas gifts, and then shortly after, within an hour or so, for some reason, my parents wanted me to look behind the Lazy Boy. It was a recliner. They made up some excuse for me to go over there and check a plug or something like that. I can't remember. And there was one more present. Come to find out, it was something called Turn the Terrible Tank, which was a game back in the early 80s. I keep doing this. I'm sorry. It's like psh, psh, psh. Anyway, I don't know. It must be the part Italian that I am. So it was this toy called Turn the Terrible Tank. Anyway, years later, as I found out, because this was a bigger box, my parents couldn't keep it hidden with the other stuff, so they had it somewhere else. And after Christmas, after everything was opened up, my mother realized that she had forgot to put it under the tree. From what I can understand, that this is how it happened, and it ended up being something that was given to me a couple of hours later, and they just said that Santa must have hid this one, and of course, I believed it, and until a couple of years ago when I was finally told the truth. But it was just a funny little thing to think of, how sometimes things happen at Christmas. Excuse me. Sometimes things happen, and sometimes you just have to roll with it. It's really, Christmas. You can plan all you want for Christmas, and sometimes things happen. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's easier to roll with the punches, and sometimes it's not. But, uh, always try to make things the best you can. And at the very least, it's a more memorable Christmas because of that story for me and my family. Compared to if, my parents had remembered to put it under the tree, it would have just been another forgotten toy, basically. But sometimes, a little mistake ends up being a story that you remember the rest of your life. So just try to, try to make the best of it. That's basically it. Try to make the best of it. Anyway, hope you're doing well. I'm off to the races. Say Laversky. I love you all. Stay safe. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. I love you all. Stay safe. Yeah, I said it all. Okay. This is the Illuminator, and I'll be back. Anyway, I'm off to the races. I love you all. Stay safe. Say Laversky. Be good to yourselves. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. This is the Illuminator, and I'll be back.
I hate porridge. But if someone wants to buy it for me, it'll taste even better.